Welcome to the Master Info Week of the Università della Svizzera italiana. For the whole week, you will find useful resources such as a welcome from our rector, Professor Boas Erez, a campus tour, testimonials from both current students and alumni, and an overview of USI's graduates' placement opportunities. You can watch a brief description of our student services and a useful tutorial on how to fill the online application form. Now, you're about to attend a thorough presentation of the master structure and contents. You can ask us any question, academic or administrative related, through the chat below this video or through the form at the bottom of the page. After the presentation, we will answer all your questions during a live session with the coordinator of the program. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. In this very special moment in time, I would like to begin with many thanks for your time and your interest today to join our introduction of Master in Media Management at USI. I am the coordinator of the program, Zhang. In today's presentation, we will briefly talk about the history, objectives, and main features of our master, the structure, and especially the 2-year study plan you will need to follow with us. I will also introduce you some career prospects from our students in the past, as well as the admission requirements and deadlines that you will need to know for the next step application. Our master was created in the year of 2004, and we have already concluded 14 editions so far, and we have 2 ongoing editions at the current stage. In the year of 2018, our director, Professor Matthew Hibbert, decided to change the program from a bilingual master into a master completely in English. So, if you will be joining us from September 2020, it will be the 17th edition of the master and the 3rd edition in English. The communication technologies and the expansion of social media networks have transformed the entire media industry nowadays. It has also changed the media use habits we have in our everyday life. This digital revolution has pushed many different businesses in creating and distributing information in a different way, as well as promoting their products or services in order to reach a much larger audience on a global scale. By observing such changes and challenges in this online digital environment, the objectives of our master program are to educate future media managers with a global perspective and to train communication talents in the era of media digitalization. Here are some main features of our master. Our teaching faculty is composed by full-time academics and senior professional managers. By having this combination of professors from both universities and media industries, we are able to offer a diversity of information and knowledge to our students. Our master students will receive a lot of ex-cathedral lectures, will join a lot of group works, and will also have chances to meet professionals in class. This is one example. During the first week of December 2019, the professors teaching Culture of Media Companies and Social Media Management of our master program jointly created a series of lectures by inviting experts from the Swiss Public Broadcasting Corporation in Ticino, the RSC. This series of lectures were deeply appreciated by all of our students. And here are a few other examples to show you how actively our master students are involved in different projects conducted by our professors. On the left are pictures taken from a survey conducted for the research project about young generation's media use habit in Ticino. On the right are pictures of the social media team that was designed for the on-site promotion of the 7th European Communication Conference in Lugano in 2018. Students will also have a lot of chances to join some international programs and summer schools organized by our institute. And our students are also free to choose one of the partner university of UC for 1 semester study abroad in Switzerland, in other countries in Europe, and in Asia. Here are the examples of the 2 international summer schools our institute organizes every year. The first one is the documentary summer school. We have been collaborating with Locarno Film Festival for over 20 years. During this summer school, our students will have the opportunity to spend time and to study together with young filmmakers from the entire globe. The second one is a summer school focused on Europe-China dialogue in media and communication studies. We collaborate with Peking University since 2014. Our master students have always priorities to join such international programs during their study with us. What's more, during the study, we also organize a few study tours to bring our students to visit international organizations or local media companies. Here is one example when we bring our students to visit Ticino online, and we had a very interesting conversation with their director. The more interesting part of this visit is that afterwards, Ticino Online agreed to offer some internship opportunities for our students in particular. If you will be joining us from the autumn 2020, here is your study plan. During the first semester, you will need to finish 30 ECTS by following these 9 models of study. Include communication law, global media formats, media economics and policy, newsroom management and economics of journalism, orthodox and critical perspectives in marketing, social media management, Swiss media system, the culture of media companies, and the network society. During the second semester, you will need to finish another 30 ECTS by following these 7 models of study. Include argumentation in the media, digital archives, digital publishing, international strategic management, reputation, crisis, and media industries, research methods, and strategies in screen industries. During the third semester, our students will have more freedom to choose the content they are interested to learn from. All the master courses offered by our faculty are available for our students to choose as their elective courses. Just make sure you finish another 30 ECTS. During the fourth semester, our students are required to finish their internship for 12 weeks or to choose one university to study abroad. And by finishing the master's thesis in the end, you will finish all the study with us. Our program and all the professors teaching in our program are always trying to help and support our students to fund their career in different companies, industries after their graduation. Some of our students would like to work in national or international media companies. Some students would prefer to work in media management office, especially social media management office in recent years, or PR office in some international companies. Some students would try to find opportunities in public administration or international organizations. And if you are strongly interested in academics, you may consider to follow a PhD study after the master. Our institute, indeed, had already offered students from our master program to become the PhD students after their graduations. In recent years, we also have a few students, when they join our program, they are already entrepreneurs with their startup companies. And we are very happy to see for these students, they also find our program very useful and inspiring for picking up some new ideas for their business development. In general, during the 12 weeks internship, our students could already begin to prepare themselves to get into the industries for their future careers. And the UC Career Service will support our students during the entire process. Here are examples of some companies our students have done their internship or have been still working there. So you could see it is a combination of media companies, of international companies, of public administrations, and also film festivals. So if you consider to apply to join our master, just make sure you have a bachelor degree in one university in the fields of communication, human, and social sciences. We only require our students coming from a background of University of Applied Sciences for another 30 ECTS during their master's study. Please also make sure you have your language certificate equals to B2 level. We understand that this year, due to the COVID-19 situation, some international language tests have postponed in different countries. So if you do have problems to present your language certificate during your application, please contact us and we will try to support you to find one alternative solution. In general, international students who need a visa to study in Switzerland, the application deadline is the end of May. And for European students who do not need a visa to stay in Switzerland, the application deadline is the end of August. For everyone who consider to apply the UC scholarship, please make sure you submit everything required before the end of July. Everything I have been talking and introducing here are all available on our master website. If you need more details, either about the future courses or our professor team, please check on our website at any time. You can also follow our Facebook account under the name UC Master in Media Management. You will get a lot of updates of our ongoing activities. Please also feel free to write emails to our director, Professor Matthew Hibbert, or directly to me. We will be more than happy to answer your questions and also to support your applications. The Study Advisory Service at UC will also be helping you and supporting you for your next step applications. Thanks again for your time and your attention. I will be happy to answer your questions later during the Q&A session or in the next days and weeks. I hope you all stay well and healthy, and I look forward to meeting all of you in autumn 2020 at UC. Thank you.
Welcome back. Thank you for watching this session. You went through the very thorough presentation of the Master in Media Management. Today, now here with me, in order to help me answer all your questions, we have Zhan Zhang, the academic coordinator of the program, and we have Antonio Nucci, who is an alumnus of this program. He graduated in 2019, and he is now a PhD candidate at IMEG here at USI, the Institute of Media and Journalism. So welcome.
Thank
Hello,
you.
everyone.
Good
Thank
to have you here
Sorry.
today. Let's dive into the questions. So
Of
we
course.
received a couple of questions through the chat and few more through the web form at the bottom of the page. For those who are watching, I want to remember you that at the end of this live event, the chat will be disabled together with the live session, but you can keep sending in your questions through the form at the bottom of the page. That form will stay there for the entire week, and below this week, we will answer. I will forward the questions to the due person in order to give you the best answer possible. So let's dive into the questions. Friedrich asked us, hello, is this a good program if I want to become a journalist?
Yeah, I think well, this is a very good question, and we were hearing this kind of similar question from also some other students before. Well, in our program, as in the introduction, you see we already offer this course titled like Newsroom Management. So we do embed like this kind of study of the changing in the newsroom practice and the newsroom like management into our program. So you could still learn a lot by following this module if you want to become a journalist on one hand. On the other hand, like nowadays, like all the boundaries among different media industries are merging together. So journalists nowadays is not anymore like journalists like before, either you report for TV or radio or write just articles on newspaper. Because in newsrooms now, journalists need to do things like which is suitable for all kind of platform. And in order to understand like what are the other possible platforms to distribute your information, our program gives you a very rich content to understand like the media world in totally is changing in which direction. So I hope like by joining us, we could we could not only offer you a certain path to become a journalist, but also offer you a very comprehensive understanding of the media world behind you to be a responsible journalist in the future. I hope that answers your question.
I think it was a very thorough answer. Thanks. Let's go on with the questions from the live chat. It's Jonas who's saying good afternoon. First of all, thanks, and good afternoon to you too. I'm interested in the media industry, but I still don't know in which area to specialize. Will the structure of the program help me to understand the differences among topics and then choose the best one for me?
Well, good afternoon. Yes, that is actually something that we help our students to look for. We provide a service of covering the most amount of both media companies. We talk about platforms. We talk about all the things related to media industry production. So if you're already undecided and you know that you want to focus on media industries, but don't know exactly where to go, our program actually can give you an answer on that. You will have specific knowledge on so many things that at the end of the 2 years, you will know exactly what you would like to do.
Yeah, and I mean also in the process, because we have professors on each particular media industry, so you could always develop your own conversation with our professors and let them also help you to figure out what is your real interest and how to continue to finding your answers to your future career. So this is also will be open for you. Yeah.
Okay, questions are coming in through the chat. So let's keep going. Jack, who sent in 2 questions, I will go through them both together. Could we have some more information about the 4th semester studying abroad? How does it work? And then the other question is, what about career opportunities? Could we have some examples?
Mm-hmm. Hello, Jack. Thanks for your question. So first one is about the 4th semester about study abroad. So in general, this is a kind of alternative solution as an internship. So for students who do not want to go on internship and they want to go abroad to study, we support them to give them all the possibilities to choose one university linked with UC. So in our study abroad office, we'll support you in the entire process. I mean, they will give you the list of university you want to go, and then you are the one to pick up which university you want to go on. Some of our students, for example, they prefer to stay in Europe, but probably go to the north part of Europe. And some of our students, they would like to go to Asia to have an entire different cultural experience. So this is really up to our students to choose by themselves. And then you will need to select the courses offered by the host university, and then you discuss with me and also our director. So we give you a kind of feedback to see whether the courses you want to pursue in this semester abroad is in line with our program. And if that's perfect in line, and then we will just go on the administration process to help you to complete the process, and then you go abroad for this 1 semester. So this is for the first question. And for the second is about the future career.
Yes.
As I also in the introduction, we already mentioned something now it's really a kind of diversity of choices for our students, because some students probably go on to work in media companies, and we do still every year till now. We still have probably 1/3 of students going on career working in media companies, either in Ticino or in Italy or some other countries. This is 1/3. And 1/3 students probably will go on to work for media relation offices in different companies or organizations. So we see the kind of growing trend of this part of career prospects, somehow due to all the companies now become also media organizations. So they all have the opportunity to broadcast, to circulate the information of their own brands. So we see this trend, And we see also the trends of more students would like to work, especially for social media management for some company. So this is like contributing more and more as our students like future career. And then the third part will be probably someone go on study like as a PhD, or they establish their own business. So in general, we have these three main trends, and I hope this explains you something to you.
If I may add, John,
Sure.
exactly. For example, as an alumnus, my experience was I started working and did my internship as a news producer in Mediaset. So it's an Italian company. While I was working on my thesis on streaming platforms, and then I decided to go on with the academic choice. So it's a really broad possibility in front of you.
Okay, thanks. Again, more questions. So Jack, we served you. He answered. Thanks a lot. Very helpful. Then Lucia she's asking, and we have had another question through the web form, which was similar. So maybe I can join the two. She's asking if the internships are carried out in Switzerland only, and which were the experiences of the previous students like Antonio. So Antonio, you already talked about this a little bit. So the question is, internships in Switzerland only, or anyway, the other question was, is there a focus on Western companies only? So it's a broader, but again, related to the geographical area, or should we, or could we as students have information and details on other geographical areas?
Maybe, Antonio, do you want to speak first?
Well, the thing is, you can do your internship as wherever you want, almost. I went outside Switzerland, for example. I got classmates who stayed in Switzerland, got others that went to Germany, to England. So as long as you find a position that you really like and that goes along with our program, well, it's fine. For the other question, our focus is very global. We have professors and teaching assistants from almost all over the world, between Europe, Asia, between India, China. And this amount of people that work as an academic actually get involved during classes to explain, in particular, some sections, which is extremely helpful if you want to have a broader view of of the areas of world.
And I may add a few lines here. Like, we do not have any limits of the workplace where our students would like to pursue their career. And another thing here is, even if you work like for European companies, but probably the growing markets now is in Asia or in like South Africa or Brazil, in those emerging markets. So we have our previous students who work for like Italian company, but then he was sent to Shanghai and to take care of like the market in Greater China region. So in our program, we actually try to support our students to build up this global perspective during the program, because we really see like the importance of those emerging markets impacting our media products and also our way of consuming, how to promote our own products on a global scale. So, and in order to work for those companies outside Europe, you will need to get contact first, right? So at least through some of our summer schools or through some of the experts we invite in class from different countries, students could build up direct contact with those experts in the media field in those countries. And probably you could continue conversation with them and then find an internship if you are interested to go to those places outside Europe. So this is what we try to encourage our students to do, and we are trying to bring in more and more opportunities through the possibility of our professors and our teaching team of our institutes. Yeah.
Okay, very thorough answer. Thanks a lot, Jan. Federico is asking do you think it's possible to join this program with an economics background?
Absolutely. Absolutely possible. And economics is actually the kind of background we appreciate a lot, because our program is more on like media management. So if you have an economic background, this gives you a very good base to go on more understanding in media sectors. So you will already have the kind of advantage by knowing the business world more than students from communication studies, for example. So somehow our students coming from these two backgrounds, either they are coming from economic backgrounds, but who are strongly interested in media industry, or students coming from the media background, but they want to go for management. So this is a kind of like joint like background we had from our previous students. So absolutely we welcome studies from in economics as our students. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Then we received two questions more through the web form. One is from a former student at USI, I think, by the type of question. His name is Luigi, and he is asking what is the benefit of switching to English for students for this program. I presume this was former students because the Master in Media Management is one of the historical programs here at USI, and it used to be taught in Italian and in English partially, but mainly in Italian. Now it's a full English program. So Jan, maybe you can answer this.
Yeah, this was actually a very bold decision we made in the year of 2018, and we were, to be honest, we were not really certain in the beginning, like whether we would help our students for a better future when we change the language of the program. But I am confident to answer this question now by having enough feedback from our students from the two graduates years. Like they informed us like by having the study experience of a master program in English, they actually get more recognition when they join the job market. Because it's like language certificate is one thing, but study the entire program in English and also finishing your thesis in English is another thing. So for more and more international companies, they would like to hire young employees with like skillful language. So they prefer to use those ones who build up a solid background in another language. So by having this kind of feedback, now we believe like changing it into English is the right decision. And also, again, like our media world is changing so fast, and there is no boundaries anymore among industries, among like cultures, languages, countries. So it's in this like globalized network we have. It's good to join in the mainstream of like conversation, which is somehow still conducted in English. So this is like my answer.
Okay, very thorough this time as well. Thanks a lot, Jan. And with the last question we received was again from the online form, and it's from Roberto. And he is asking what kinds of project can I do during the two-year programs? I think this question is, maybe let me interpret a little bit. Project is a bit wide as a definition. Can be, projects hands-on, with something related to internship or a field project, or research project, because this is a master that, as Antonio is here to testify live, is a program that gives you, access to PhDs and an academic career. So this is probably a question for both of you.
I could go first. Yeah. So those projects, mostly they're conducted by or led by our professors. So it depends like what kind of projects our professors have like in time during like your entry year. For example, like right now, if you join us from 2020, we will have at least like 2 ongoing big projects supported by the Swiss National Science Foundation. So in this case, our professor would need to hire a few students to do some field work. So on one hand, you would have a small salary, let's say. On the other hand, you would get practical experience in working in a team to do a project. So this would be very helpful for those students who want to go on academic career for sure. And on the other hand, we have a lot of like regular projects, like the one I showed in the introduction of the following like the changes of the young generation in teaching, how they use media habits. So this like Mike's and James projects we have done already for many years and is still going on. So our students will again like be hired into the project and to go to the field and to do survey, to collect data and to get interaction with local people, and then to work together with our professors or with our research team in order to bring out the outcome. So this kind of possibility that offering to our students to join the project during the study is a kind of added values to study with us, because it's not only you finish the courses we design for you, but you get chances to already start to work in different ways in order to already apply what you learned to the practical work. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Okay. Antonio, anything to add? If not, I will go further.
Well, just one thing. I had a possibility to talk with a couple of students who have helped us last year on some projects, and they were all very happy. Not necessarily because they wanted to follow an academic career, but because this way of living this type of university, living research, actually helped them also in other things that they happen to do in their lab afterwards. So yes, it's a wonderful opportunity.
Okay, thanks a lot for all the details you gave the students that are watching this live session, and they will be watching this after we finished. We went through all the questions. I hope that, thanks for attending first, I hope that we helped you solve the doubts and the questions you had. And I hope that the information you received will be useful for your choice, for the choice you're going to make for your next academic challenge. Thank again to Jan Zhang, the academic coordinator of the program, and to Antonio Nucci, PhD candidate and former students of this master. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. Keep sending in your questions through the form. We will be answering, and hopefully we will see you all next September here in Lugano. Thanks and goodbye.